What I like to do with these behind the scenes is give a little insight to people who are interested into, some of the things that are decided along the way in a production, and some of the things that I've been able to contribute as a director. And the spot that you see playing behind me is a spot that I directed for Wieden and Kennedy, Media Monks, and Old Spice. Basically, Old Spice had gone to Wieden and Kennedy. They had a new product coming out, and it was a men's body wash. It was definitely aimed at a younger generation of, I would say, male youth. So they were tasked with kind of reaching that demographic. So Wieden and Kennedy came back with this idea of this video game, which was basically a shooter game that revolved around the product. At that time, they needed a piece of content, and they wanted to promote the video game and the body wash at the same time, and had this idea for this piece of content that was very inspired by the 80s and video game promotions of the 80s. Very much in a Nintendo style, or something like Sega, if you remember Sega! That became wildly popular in that time. And they wanted to do something very similar where it grabbed people's attention. It was an amazing idea. They had the original concept, I believe, had a white cyc, and they had computer graphics flying out of the screen. It was a great idea. But one of the things that I came back with as a director was that I felt that I wanted something a little more visually arresting as opposed to a white cyc. And what I came to the table with was this idea of basing it in a retro video game arcade again. We had been seeing them on Stranger Things at the time, and I thought this commercial just screamed for that. And so basically, we were able to go out and find this kind of makeshift arcade game area, and of course with art direction and good angles, we were able to kind of represent something that was indicative of that time. And I think it played really well on screen. Another thing that was very interesting about this shoot was the two lead characters. Basically, in the script, they were referred to as, a modern day Bill and Ted. And I think that's exactly what we got in a very modern day way. I think it was a nice little angle to look at those guys with. They were a lot of fun, very fun. They had to do a lot with their eyes. Of course, there was no real script with them talking, so basically, you had teenagers reacting to a very fun video game. Another aspect of this production that I absolutely loved was the creation of the video game and the prototype that you see in the actual piece. And basically, yes, that's a life-size game. The art department did an amazing job of putting that together with the team at Wieden and Kennedy. They had a really nice vision for it, and all the going back and forth on the size of the guns and grenade launchers and what it should look like. So much fun. It was a great time. Wieden and Kennedy kicked butt. So, if you enjoyed this, stay tuned for the next one. It'll be up shortly.